All right. Today I got a clutch of Bismarck ring python eggs. I'm not sure that it's going to be as good of a clutch as last time. I wasn't intending on breeding these guys again this year, so I was taking my time, bulking the female back up. But then she was sitting in the water dish, all blowing up. I palpated her; she was full of follicles. So kind of last minute, I paired them up, and yeah, I don't remember if she laid any slugs last time. I know she laid 10 eggs, but when I peeked in there, outside of her coils, there's a slug and a good egg that doesn't look like the best good egg. So we'll see what the results are. And this is a small pair. Like she's like, I don't know. I think maybe they're 7 years old. Somebody raised them till they were 5. I got them, bred them, and then I bred them again this year, and then I won't be breeding them again next year. She didn't lay in the nest box or anywhere else. She actually knocked the hide off the nest box and laid under, or knocked the lid off the nest box. Ooh, she's grumpy. Slug. Good egg. We'll see. Actually, I'm going to mark this. I'm always curious when they have a good egg sitting outside of their coils as to why it's sitting outside their coils. Like, could they not round it up after they laid, or do they know it's no good? I don't know. Let's see here. She's a real grumpy little snake. Of course, I got a new phone, so my phone's not going to cut off halfway through the video. But then when I put it on my little bracket clip, the bracket snapped. So, like I said, I'm just a snake breeder. I can't do this YouTube thing. If I close this, no, I can't. That's her anyway, down there. She's a biter in general, so I'm about to get lit up, I'm sure. Whoa, mama. Okay. You're gonna throw them around. Chill. Okay. First, we got a little grumpy over here. Like I said, this is a small pair of ring pythons. You see some that are huge, some that are small. There's Mom. Gorgeous snake. She's better than the male. The male's a nasty little sucker. Really cool, real deflated. This pair is like pretty much a perfectly banded pair. I have a holdback pair from her last litter as well, or clutch, I guess. But what I want is, which there was one dead in the egg last time, a pure orange baby with a black head is what I'm trying to hold back. Very cool. Anyway, there's Mom. I'm going to throw her in a little tub of water, let her soak, and get the egg smell off of her. All right. I'm not going to make the mistake I made last time. Last time I had 10 eggs together in a clump. I never leave them in a clump. But the egg in the middle rotted and like killed off all the other eggs, which kind of sucks. So I'm like above the camera here. Anyway, these ones are pretty big eggs. I feel like they were smaller last time, maybe. So what do we got in this little clump here? We got, is that one egg? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 good eggs, 1 slug. Last time she laid 10 good eggs. So, not bad for like a last minute decision here. Let me see. I'm going to try and break this up a little bit so it's not so masked up, because I don't want the same results as last year. So, same thing, right? You just peel, take your time. You'll see it'll kind of be stretching, and you'll see, the eggs. Don't worry about that, that's fine. Right, see? Just go slow. It's like ripping off a paper sticker, You just go slow and you'll be fine. Now I I think I'm gonna do it like this and just have 2 little piles of eggs like that. Good size though, sheesh. Those are, yeah, I swear to God they're bigger than the last clutch. Like the eggs are bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah. Right, you could see the one that was outside of the pile doesn't really look any different than the rest of them. So it's pretty cool. I think she was like, it was either 38 or 40 days after pre-lay shed, which is actually the same as the pop ones. So it's funny, some speaking about pythons, like some pythons will lay like 30 days after the pre-lay shed, which is the same thing. Pre-lay shed and post-ovulation shed are the same thing. Some will lay, well, like 40 days. Green tree pythons will lay like 2 weeks after the pre-lay shed. So it's always pretty interesting to see. But yeah, we got these last time. Like I said, I left those eggs piled up. I think my thing is like literally sagging. I left the eggs piled up, and at the end of it, I only ended up hatching 4 babies. I kept back 2. I sold 2. So this time I really would like to, actually I kept back in a Barrent pair. Like a Barrent has like just crazy patterns. But then before I shipped them out, I was feeling nice because the perfectly banded pair that I had left as well, the color was really good. So I let Buddy choose, and he chose the Barrent ones that I was gonna keep. So I'll keep back another banded pair, and then this clutch, like I said, I want to keep back something funky because these guys will produce perfectly banded babies. They'll produce a Barrent ones with all sorts of squiggles and stripes. Sometimes they'll do just solid black patternless ones. And then, like I said, what I got in the last clutch dead in the egg was solid orange with a black head. Because these ring pythons, when they hatch, they're like a Halloween snake. They're just like fluorescent orange and black. And then as they grow, it fades out to that yellowy or sometimes like an olive green and black bands. But you get a patternless one, and that's with a black head. That's still pretty high contrast, you know. It looks like a freaking white-lip python. Yeah. So I'll do these guys the same. I think if I remember, last year was my first year hatching them. If I remember correctly, they were pretty short. They were like 2 months. Whereas say the pop ones are 3 months. But I incubate them the same around like 87, 87.5 degrees Fahrenheit. I do them all the same. My shoebox tub with my perlite, my lighting diffuser or egg crate on the top, which, I don't know if you can see, can't really see, and I don't want to roll these eggs around, but I soak my perlite to the point where there's water, it's fully saturated, and there's water pooled like halfway up the perlite. That's just what works good for me. The tubs I used are not very sealed. Like some people use tubs that seal really well. I don't. I kind of prefer them to breathe better. That's why I add more water. But yeah, you can see that's just how I set them up. No vent holes. There's holes because these used to be baby bins, but they're taped over. Yeah, there we go. Some ring python eggs. Next on the list now should for sure be Dumerals boas. And then after the Dumerals boas, probably Argentine boas will be born. And then from there, I couldn't tell you. It's I've got Dominican Red Mountain boas will be hopefully born in the summer. A pair of gold white-lip pythons and a pair of black white-lip pythons have been breeding every day. The female black white-lip is back to where she was when she laid eggs last year. She started, I find her often, at least once a day, soaking in the water dish, right, cooling down. her and the male just shed, and he actually followed her into the water dish and was breeding with her in the water dish last night. And they move everywhere they move to, from the water dish to this hide to the humid hide. They're breeding, so, and they go together, so that's a good sign. And then this other, with this hide that's all out of whack here, that pair of gold white lips, like, God, I can't even clean the cage, because every time I go to open it, they're locked up, and then they both start going crazy looking at me, so I just close it up, make sure they got water, and that's about it. So hopefully those, basically the summertime is when I'll get, well, Argentines, Dominicans, maybe Bahamas. This other pair of Bahamas I have, they don't really like each other. Yeah, the white lips lay, Savu pythons is more of a summer thing. I'm still unsure if I'm gonna hit on those guys again. I have my best pair of Amazon tree boas. The female's been blowing up the last couple of days, and then I just paired up another pair of green tree pythons as well. False water cobra eggs. I should be getting false water cobra eggs too. Anyway, there's some rambling for you. Bismarck ring pythons. Check that out.